through Katikiro
So, yeah,
agenda kugenda Katikiro yenenye yetonde asaba okusonyibwa. As we speak, I think he's already on the ground.
Yeah, he's already on the ground, and I think there is also the Church of Uganda Archbishop, that is Kazimba Mugalu.
Away from that, Kenya has announced the ban on feeding bottles
for babies.
Tewagenda kudamugakkiriza amacupa ago. Ababbi bayingidde banka ne bagimenyamenya ne babbamu sente. And the IGG, Inspector General for the government, has taken a keen interest in Speaker Oulanyah's enormous 1.8 billion budget, and investigations are going ahead. That and much more is coming up in the news that starts now.
Coming to you live from Plot 249, Gaba Road. Hot on the heels. Fast, reliable, and informative. Agagwira wo, gasokira wano, gatabanagafuna. Agagwira wo, 100.2 Galaxy FM.
So the CJ, Chief Justice Owinyi Dolo, has reached Mengo as we speak.
Yes.
Kapresha nga kanji chichi.
What a promise, a pledge that he made yesterday. He, on Monday, I think Tuesday, is when he wrote up an apology saying he has retracted his statement. But that is not enough, because if you're saying you're retracting your statement, then you must directly address the person who you offended. So that's what he's trying to do. Although, as he's trying to go and apologize, the Kabaka of Buganda is out of the country.
Some people would apologize to him personally.
Message
it reaches.
So he has gone there. He has gone alongside a group of people. They have just arrived at Bulange Mengo. He's in the company of UPC President former Olaro Tunu, and of course we have also known that the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, Kazimba Mugalu, is there. So yeah,
that's a good.
It's a mature.
It's a good gesture. It's a mature one that needs to be applauded.
Yeah, not condemned further, because
honestly,
there's people who are saying still, even if he's apologizing, first we don't want his apology. He already offended us,
he has
and
done
he should
his
resign
part.
as a leader.
Let's talk about the IGG. So the IGG has taken a keen interest in the 1.8 billion that is slated for the burial of Oulanyah Jacob.
There is a 1.8 billion budget that has been released. This budget is really, really huge. Yeah,
you still don't support the budget, in your opinion?
Now,
even from the way you're speaking,
you look at that
I'm
budget.
Feeling your heartbeat from here.
It's still quite enormous, and people have complained about it. But then there are some segments in the budget that have issues. Like you see repetition somewhere, sitting and ushering. Then there is health service, 13.3 million, 2 million. Like what do you need? What do you mean health service?
There is
protocol. Yeah, there is also at tomorrow there is a part for protocol where they put 2.2 million. Then
Pamela, we went through that budget already.
No, we did not go through it.
Okay,
what you went through?
IGG agambachi.
IGG is saying that it is a shame, and she thinks, that is the Inspector General of Government, Betty Kamia. I'll quote her. She says the spirit of Jacob Oulanyah must be horrified by the obscene cash bonanza in the funeral expenses. And she says,
excuse me,
I will
she
honor.
Called it a cash bonanza.
It is, because, I mean, if you look at that budget, there are certain areas, like protocol, there is first aid somewhere about 10 million. Like, first aid for who? And why would you even put 10 million for first aid? And I know thousands of people are going to gather, but still, that is an overinflated amount.
Bonanza.
Protocol. Protocol, you need millions for what? Like, okay, there are certain things, and even in her documentation, because she posted it on Twitter, that budget you've just seen, and there are places where she has crossed with a red pen, showing that this is questionable. Like, why should this be in the budget? The one you saw previously was 2.5 billion. It was generalized, and the State Minister for Finance, Lugolobi Amos, said that was a draft.
It's too much, Pamela.
Yeah.
Funds have always and will always be misused. The question is, does Oulanyah deserve a perfect send-off? Yes or no?
1.8 billion, 2.5 billion is a little too much for a perfect send-off.
For me, in my opinion, if someone has gone, and we are trying to put them to rest. The needful has to be done, because at the end of the day, if we start pointing figures at what
it is okay to...
We are frustrating the entire process. We are frustrating the family. We are frustrating everyone. Let's do it and get over it.
No.
If we are complaining about the budget, I'm not saying the budget is okay. It doesn't have to be this public, the way it's been. Now, okay, we are debating his burial, honestly speaking.
Yeah, the public is concerned because this is a lot of money that is being used. There was also another concern that this money was actually... Now, you see, the IGG posted actually two things. One is the budget. Then there's another letter by the chief administrative officer. He's copying it to town clerks and senior assistant secretaries in the northern Uganda. And he's saying it was resolved that lower governments contribute towards the burial arrangement. Now, there is a budget here, but they also want the lower governments in northern Uganda to contribute towards the burial arrangement of Oulanyah.
So, in other words, asking for more money.
Asking for more money. Town councils should contribute like 500, 300,000.
There are some things we take for granted. Abadina. Baliongerwako n'abatalina n'akatono ke balina kali bagibwako.
No, but we need to be a bit reasonable. Like, let us be logical as we are spending. Even the guy himself, like she said, I don't think he would be happy.
No one knows. We don't know that. We don't know that.
No, this is a guy.
He's not around for him to defend himself. So
me, what I know is an honest man.
Ababbi bayingidde mu banka Oulanyah nga tuvuddeyo.
Yeah, let's first go to the doctors, Uganda Medical Association. The doctors are also complaining about the same thing. Remember, yesterday they came to strike because 1,000 doctors had been fired from COVID units. And the reason why the Ministry of Health said they fired them was because these doctors are not working at all, and the government doesn't have money to pay them, continue giving them allowances. For 6 months prior to their firing, which if it was effected yesterday, they have not been getting salary. So the president of Uganda Medical Association, he's called Oledo, he was saying that, you see, if government can fail to pay us doctors, what about Jacob Oulanyah's 1.8 billion they are spending on the burial? That money, yes, he said it, that now that money, won't it just be misused? Won't it just be eaten?
Chituwa okwenyamiza okw'amaanyi. Ministry of Finance egamba nti sente ebeera zirizinzi. Oyinza okikiza nti okuva omwezi ogw'omunaana omwaka oguwedde abasawo abakola mu situte babasasulanga. So kati ne weebuuza zino sente zivaayo. Zikoma ku mulyango gwani? Ani alya sente z'abasawo? N'abasawo abadde beewaddeyo okujjanjaba abalwadde abamu bafiiriddeyo. So w'oliira sente z'omusawo akoze ez'omulambo z'onooleka.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Galaxy FM quality. This is what's happening in the country. We are live on our YouTube, Galaxy FM /TV. We're still here with Pamela Isamata Chom.
Yeah, you wanted to know about the thugs who robbed a bank. It's in Busia. It's in Busia, but they did exactly succeed because they failed to get him.
It was
what
just
they did,
an attempt.
Yes. It's a bank in Busia, a finance trust bank in Busia. So about 5 of them broke into the bank at about 2 a.m. And they tried to access the strong room where money is kept. But in the process, they failed and they tried to steal the CCTV cameras instead.
To eliminate evidence, yeah.
And then they went into some offices and took whatever they would take. But at the strong room, they failed.
Ghana.
This incident happened after thugs cut the burglar window at the rear premises of Finance Trust Bank, accessed the bank, vandalized several offices in search for the keys to the strong room. However, they did not succeed. We are working around the clock to have the culprits arrested and brought to book.
That's what happened. Did you see the Italian job? Fast and Furious. How those guys can make it look easy.
They just fool you to believing it's that easy. No, but by the time that they even attempt and go that far,
they are bold enough, eh?
No, that is already a step to show that where were the security guards? I mean, how do they enter those rooms, take whatever they can? Then, the time they have to try and remove CCTV cameras.
If you attempt, don't fail. If you know you're going to fail, don't attempt at all.
No, if you attempt, you can succeed the next time.
Do you think there will be
by the time you go that far, it is very possible that there can be a next time.
Chikumi kama mzebiri Galaxy FM kwa 15 zivudeko kusawa 5. Wobo ina ichukute squeeze. This is the time of the day when we get to talk about it on 0707102102. But he's Major Lazer, Nasty C, Ice Springs, and Zzina.
They told me everybody's 15 minutes in a different time zone.